What a bench. Bigoted Michigan judge exposed by secret audio saying she's a new racist. A Michigan judge is making national news after she was recorded making defamatory remarks about black people and using homophobic language. Judge Kathleen Ryan, who has served as Oakland County's chief probate pro tem judge for over 13 years, was removed from her courtroom after being exposed by a court administrator who was fed up with her unethical actions and vowed to put a stop to it. The shocking news came to light when Edward Hutton, the Oakland County Probate Court administrator, stepped forward with recordings that captured Ryan's offensive and hateful language. According to AP, Hutton, who has overseen court operations for years, revealed he had been documenting Ryan's behavior after enduring years of harassment. Now, Judge Ryan's disgraceful conduct has not only been exposed, but it has also led to her swift removal from the bench, yet not before leaving a trail of damage during her tenure. The extent of Judge Ryan's remarks is as unsettling as it is disappointing. In one recording, Ryan is heard degrading black Americans. Ryan's attempts to justify her views only deepened the offense, claiming, "I'm not systemically racist, I'm a new racist." It's painful to imagine that someone in such a position of authority, who presides over life-altering decisions for families, could harbor and express such vile sentiments. This is America and our justice system in a nutshell. It didn't stop there. However, in addition to her racist comments, Ryan reportedly directed homophobic slurs toward elected officials. As if these remarks weren't appalling enough, Hutton alleged that Ryan often dragged him into inappropriate conversations about her sexual encounters, sharing explicit details during work-related calls. AP reports that for years, Edward Hutton, the court administrator responsible for overseeing the operations of one of Michigan's largest probate courts, found himself on the receiving end of Ryan's hate-filled tirades. As someone who wasn't in an elected position, Hutton felt powerless to challenge the judge's behavior. According to WXYZ Detroit, he said he tolerated it for far too long, fearing for his job and well-being. "She's made it a living hell in the past 6 years," Hutton confessed. "It's cost me relationships. I think it's affected my health. Can't sleep." Hutton's words reflect a man who felt trapped, unable to speak out against the inappropriate comments of someone in power. "It's such a David and Goliath situation," he explained. "I didn't want to lose my job and I didn't want to be in her crosshairs." His reluctance to report the harassment sooner speaks to the difficult dynamic of standing up to a superior who holds so much authority.
Also making the news tonight, out of order. Scandal swirling at the Oakland County courts with a judge put on leave indefinitely.
A possible inappropriate relationship with a colleague, and it does not end there. Oakland County Chief Probate Judge Kathleen Ryan taken off her docket this week and put on leave indefinitely. She's under investigation, sources say, for an inappropriate relationship with a male who also works at the Oakland County courts. On top of that, there was apparently other tangible evidence of additional misconduct by the judge. The evidence will now go to the Judicial Tenure Commission, who will make a recommendation to the Michigan Supreme Court regarding the investigation. They have the power to do everything from nothing to removing the judge for good. This is not the first time Judge Ryan has made headlines. Back in 2021, she was charged with domestic assault and battery after allegedly smacking around her boyfriend at one of their homes in Wixom. The case was later dismissed after being moved to Wayne County for conflict of interest in Oakland County. Ryan was elected to judge in 2010. She handles cases having to do with wills and conservatorships, for example. She has no previous complaints that have been investigated by the Judicial Tenure Commission. Well, now, Brandon, the question is, will any of this affect her previous or current caseload? Short answer, we just don't know yet. I'm told there will likely be an update from the county next week, and we will, of course, stay on top of it.
Veteran Oakland County Probate Judge Kathleen Ryan has been relieved of her duties after recordings surfaced of her making racist and anti-gay slurs. The recordings were sent to key public officials, including Oakland County Executive Dave Coulter, who is gay. Some of Ryan's anti-gay slurs were directed at Coulter. In a statement to the Free Press, Coulter called Ryan's words abhorrent and said they justified her removal from the county's probate court, pending further investigation. Coulter continued, "There is absolutely no place for harassment of any kind or racist or homophobic language by anyone at Oakland County, especially by someone the public must be confident will act fairly and impartially. I have confidence that the agencies reviewing this matter will treat it with the seriousness it deserves and will take further action if warranted." Ryan was relieved of her docket last week, according to county officials. Besides containing Ryan's vulgar statements about Coulter, the tapes, which the Free Press obtained on Thursday, record her calling the typical Black American, AF lazy piece of S, and referring to herself as a new racist. Dave Woodward, of Royal Oak, chair of the Oakland County Board of Commissioners, said he also received copies of the recordings. "I was sickened by it. There's just no excuse," Woodward said. "Such language demeans the robe, corrupts the judiciary, and erases the trust in our legal system," he said. Woodward added that, if it's really the judge saying this, he hoped that a speedy investigation would permanently remove her from the bench. The recordings were made in secret by Oakland County Probate Court Administrator Ed Hutton, he told WXYZ-TV newscaster Heather Catallo, according to WXYZ's online news site on Thursday. Although Hutton did not return a voicemail left by the Free Press on Wednesday, he told Catallo that he had been recording Ryan for 2 years after becoming increasingly shocked by her hate and contempt for various protected groups. Hutton, who is a lawyer, said he had submitted a notice of sexual harassment involving Ryan in May to Oakland County Probate Court Chief Judge Linda Hallmark, but then he heard nothing about it. So, last week, Hutton sent the recordings to Coulter, Woodward, and Michigan Supreme Court Chief Justice Elizabeth Clement. After that, WXYZ TV reports, Hallmark relieved Ryan of her courtroom duties, and Hallmark also sent information about the recordings to the Michigan Judicial Tenure Commission, the state agency that recommends discipline for judges. Such recommendations can go as far as favoring removal from office. The ultimate decisions are made by the state Supreme Court. According to WXYZ-TV's website, lawyers representing Ryan issued a statement saying they were eager to start vindicating Judge Ryan in the appropriate forum. That likely would be defending her in private hearings held by the state's tenure commission. Domestic violence charge. The vulgar recordings aren't Ryan's first example of using coarse language against those she considers her inferiors. In November 2021, she was charged with domestic violence. The case was dismissed in March 2022. According to a police report of the incident obtained from the Wixom Police Department, Ryan had been drinking and repeatedly struck a male companion during an argument, injuring the victim's face. Although she was uninjured, Ryan was evaluated at Ascension Providence Hospital, and while there she shouted obscenities at police officers and hospital staff, tried to walk away from custody, and told everyone that she was a judge and would be coming after them, the report states. The police later heard from the victim, who told them he wants to pick up his girlfriend Ryan as soon as he can, and that, other than hitting me in the face 4 or 5 times, nothing else really happened. Instead, Ryan was transferred to the Oakland County Jail. The next day, she was charged with a misdemeanor level of domestic violence, given a personal recognizance bond, and released from the jail. However, 4 months later, in March 2022, her case was dismissed, although it's unclear why county prosecutors dropped the charge. Several prominent elected officials responded to news of the recordings. Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel sent this statement: "The story, as reported, is very disturbing. Fairness, a sense of impartial justice, and prudent judgment are essential values our state's judges must exercise, and these allegations portray a grave failing of those values from a probate court bench." In addition, 2 state lawmakers who head the committees that oversee Michigan's legal system issued a joint statement. State Sen. Stephanie Change, D. Detroit, and State Rep. Kelly Breen, D. Southfield, said, "Judge Ryan's actions are not only harmful and dehumanizing, they have brought dishonor to the position she holds. We are very concerned about the potential impact Judge Ryan's racist and homophobic beliefs may have had on families in her courtroom as she made decisions that impacted their lives over the course of a decade." Ryan has been a probate judge in Oakland County since 2010. She ran for re-election unopposed in 2022 and won't need to run again until 2028, according to her county biography.
As you leave the page, don't forget to hit the like bell and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.